टेबल इवेंट वाला देंगे ना, इवेंट वाला कोई
हाथ बाहर निकालो, देखो इधर बढ़िया से फोटो आनी चाहिए।
अक्षरधाम से लगभग market is, driven by the rails. So what's the development?
इसे नीचे रख दो।
Banking Committee, PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Chairman, Steering Committee, International Conference on Climate Change, Financial Advisor and Head, Finance, Banking and Legal of National Solar Energy Federation of India, Member, National Committee on NBFC CII, Member, Steering Group on India Renewable Energy Forum, Member, International Advisory Committee, World Renewable Energy Technology Congress. I would now like to invite Mr. Sanjeev Gupta to hit the podium. A round of applause.
Thank you for this opportunity, BNI, to be with all of you today. So, I think after that wonderful session, I have only one thing to say, that probably we'll talk about. Can I do my presentation? Is it possible? I hope you will not mind my throat, which I couldn't help and couldn't control. Yeah. So let me thank BNI for this. Let me thank BNI at the outset for this lovely opportunity, and for sharing with you something which I learned actually in my family, again, incidentally from my grandfather. The earlier speaker also clearly spoke about how his upbringing has been contributed to by his grandfather. So I think I'm realizing that grandfathers have a lot of role to play in our upbringing. And I would use this opportunity to say that we must always keep thanking our parents and our grandparents actually. So what I'm going to talk to you about is an enterprise evolution. And clearly, the most important thing is to first understand the process of enterprise evolution. And I will actually like to put it this way, that what is known to me is the 3 stages of enterprise evolution.
72.
I'm sure most of you are, as I have interacted with such leading businessmen or evolving into such leading businessmen, everyone would like to learn from you. But I'll use this opportunity to talk about a concept which I have used to a great advantage. And I think along with what I intend to do is lace it up on the top layer with the equity and what and how successfully you can raise that equity. I have a lot of debt experience. I have a lot of experience of building a little corporations. I'll share that alongside, talk to you about equity globally and nationally, and what is happening there, and what is my 2-bit advice on that. So let me start it this way. So some of you people not only are from leading business families, but some of you from agricultural backgrounds or whatever. So how many out of you would be from typically business backgrounds, not the startups? I'll come to the startups in a while. So okay, around 7, 10. So if I was to add the Punjabi families, keep your hands for a while if you don't mind. I mean, that will help me to know how the population is increasing here. So Punjabis, Sindhis. No, you have to keep that hand up. Sorry about this. So I just need for a moment. I'll rapidly go on with that. Agriculturist background, anyone? Okay, that increases it. And let's say if I was to say typically who have grandfathers who are advising them, if at all anyone to be added into that. And obviously all those ones who felt shy in the first round, they can even get added even now. So most welcome on that. Okay, so I think around 30, 40 hands, and I think this is typically the people who will understand when I talk about a concept called chatti, hatti and khatti. I don't know. So how many of you have heard about that concept in any case? So almost all the Punjabis, that makes my task a little easier. And I think why I start with it today, I'll tell you, I went to Gujarat at a time when Gujarat Electricity Board was almost about to default on its electricity payments. And the then member of finance, who later became the Swachh Bharat officer of this country at that time, she gave me a check of 5 crore rupees, which is what was due to LIC, and told me that if we default on this check, we'll probably get our restructuring done. My then MD, he was very keen on doing exactly that, and that was the way in which all restructurings were done in the country. I thought this is not a great way of doing this, and I think that is when I explained to them a concept called the chatti, the hatti and the khatti. So believe you me, that allowed me to lay foundations of my relationship with the government at that time, Gujarat government, a state government, and incidentally, that state is actually what runs this country today. So I'm very fond of this concept, and it has helped me make them understand that you may not be healthy right up front, but that's what is important, and how a corporation gets built. I learned it with my grandfather. I'll start sharing a bit of that and then take it forward. So I think, let me ask this. I mean, do you understand the real meaning of chatti? Anyone? No. Somebody, yeah, please. Just the meaning of chatti in one word. Okay, investment, let's put it this way. And anyone for hatti? Wow. Not just shop. If that was shop, then how would you justify the word called hatti katti Punjabne? There is a movie by that name. I'm not saying it to your wives or anyone. I have a Punjabi colleague. I dare say anything to her. So, healthy. I think that's what you're saying. Mahashya di hatti, Lahoriya di hatti, something else. So many hattis all around. So, and khatti. Do you understand khatti word? Kamai. Wow, that's it. So that's the Punjabi this thing. What's that song that we sing on all the marriages? Bari barsi khatan gaya si. So that's khatti. Khatke ki landa. So that is khatti. So I'll just share what I was trying to say. What I was taught by my grandfather, I'll start from there actually. The pehla saal chatti. Let the money sink into the business. It will have to be sunk in. The duja. So this, in the first year you will see, we are talking about the money going in. And in the second year, the duja fair hatti. What we are saying is that let the cash flows, almost your own inflows, actually finance your outflows. Your expenses need to be financed. And the fair uske baad ki kariye. I am not very good Punjabi, but I just, I am trying to, the fair khatti. So I think that is what we are talking about. So fair, and that's when your green bucks is what you planned this ventures for, all of you. But as I will show you, the biggest problem is this concept itself. People don't understand. We all think we know this concept. We all believe that we are practicing it. And we all make those simple mistakes which actually get us into saying startups. So I just go on with that. But not only just khatti. And if you see this hippie guy, very happy. He's happy because he's reached this stage, and that's where you all should be. Exactly in that mode, exactly in that stage. And I think the concept of this shopkeeping and agriculture go hand in hand, because that's exactly something similar. So I'll take it to a business venture first, and then top it with the equity, which is what I intend to do today, and show you how you keep getting that. So if I was to try and help you demystify this entire thing into a formal structure, so what do we do? What we do is we map it on a time and an evolution stage, and actually look at it this way, that if we were, suppose, sowing seeds, even for a business for that matter, let's take it very close to the nature, what would happen? The first seed that goes in, we really don't know whether we'll see the green shoots or not, but we'll have to be patient at that time. But we must know what we are sowing. A cash crop or anything else, a rabi, khare, whatever. I mean, I'm not very good at that. I'm only good at my business and how to get money for the business. That's all I do. But this concept is very, very important for you. How is what I am sharing with you. So the concept is that, first you sow the seed, then you need a tree, which actually kind of helps you go on. But what you are aspiring for is the fruition period, and that is what typically. So let me start from the concept and say that, we typically start an enterprise at the startup stage, and we have it mapped that, we probably need to focus on thinking about what businesses we will do. I will take an illustration typically from Microsoft here for a moment and explain this concept by saying that, you need to identify what you need to do, and this identification cannot just be by creating a product or a concept. In services also, for example, I render a service, some of you render services, but you are very clearly to be focused on your first product that you are offering to the market, whether it is a product itself or it is a service. So the product discovery, the first stage of your business, is very important. And why I was saying Microsoft, if you remember how Microsoft grew, was the first product it created was for a customer, and then it looked for some customers. And this is what is important. So you are doing your product identification, you are finding your customers. Be very sure of this. Be very sure of this, that this is not only just one customer, you are identifying a need. You're not doing just your fancy here. Most of the startups I listen to these days actually are doing something fancy. They want to do that. They're very passionate, very good. Passion is very good. It's actually what delivers.